Hey, it's Vanessa, and welcome back to Born to Build the New. In today's episode, we're talking about dealing with doubt. Because when you have a new paradigm project placed on your heart, whether that's through your purpose work or a big vision that you're building, doubt can rear its head in a much more amplified way. And so today we're going to talk about why that is and what you can do about it. But before we get into the details, as always, love to introduce myself. I'm Vanessa Smith, your energy guide and identity seer host for Born to Build the New. I've been in the transformational healing field for over 20 years and really love to speak to who it is that we need to become to lead our purpose work, to lead our calling in the world, because it asks of us to change in ways that sometimes we're not ready for, sometimes we're not comfortable with. And so once we start to unpack what's the foundational piece that we need to set into place with our energy, with our identity, and with our alignment, so what it is that we're here to build and bring through is able to actually be manifested, be actualized, that we're able to apply our gifts in a way that brings the new forward. So any of those conversations that relate to that are ones that I love to be a part of, which is why I have this podcast. So with that said, let's just jump right in and talk about dealing with doubt. Doubt, as you know, is a very uncomfortable kind of feeling. It can stop you in your tracks. It can put you in a position where you don't complete what you set out to do. It can have you question everything. And it's an energy that we're often told to override or to push through or to act as if it isn't there. Except when we do that, we don't get the wisdom that it's actually bringing to us. Because doubt and really all of the emotions, especially the ones that we don't want to feel and the ones that we're really uncomfortable with, are top layers for what is really gold for us. If we can discipline ourselves enough to be with the emotion until it reveals the gift that it has for us. And I speak about that not just from the experience of having to go through it, but also from just that discomfort of what it's like when we sit in resistance. I'm speaking personally now because I'm in the middle of a project that feels really important to me. It's part of the ecosystem or infrastructure of the overall vision that I want to create, that is placed on my own heart to bring forward. And this morning, I woke up with such a strong, dark cloud of doubt hanging over my head. And I looked out into the sky, which is unusually white instead of blue. And there was one dark cloud there, and it literally felt like it was my doubt staring straight at me. And I wanted to just blow really hard and make the cloud disappear, both the one over my head and the one outside. So as I've been moving through my day today, I really had to ask myself, what is this energy about? Like, if I could step out of my resistance to the experience that I'm having right now and see what this doubt actually has to say to me, how might that change my experience? And I know that it's obviously not something that's just unusual to me. It's something that we face as a new paradigm builder, as anyone that is born to build the new, because that energy comes with an amplified and accelerated type of movement that wants to come through you. There's this impulse to create, to complete, to bring the vision forward. It's a calling, but it feels more like the cells of your body are being activated in a different kind of way when you feel like you're born to build the new. I know I experience this often, and everyone that I work with has mentioned something similar. Like there's something that is activated within them, something that gets lit up beyond them as a human, as a personality. And they feel just not a desire, but a need to follow through with it, to bring it forward, to bring it to fruition. And what do we do when we hit these moments of what's the point, or I can't do it, or having a question around how you're creating it and thinking that you might be doing it wrong, or whatever it is? We all have our own unique spin on the stories that we tell ourselves when we hit these pockets of doubt. So doubt underneath it all is really about alignment and integrity. And we often don't think about doubt in those terms. Instead, we wrestle with it, right? We push it away, we resist it, we wish it wasn't there, we're tired of its questioning. But the gift of doubt is being able to see that we care about what we're creating. It has meaning for us. It's something that goes beyond us. It's bigger than us. And we want to be in integrity when we're creating it. We want that project or that business or whatever that purposeful work is to have a sense of alignment, that we're presenting it in a way that feels right to us, that there's truth to it. And we can stand next to it or in front of it or behind it and say, I'm proud of what I created. This feels right for me. This feels aligned for me. And so doubt is really telling you something's out of alignment here. And in pop psychology culture, and even the new agey, more transformational point of view, from the surface level, they say, oh, doubt, that's just a negative voice. You want to do a positive spin on it, or you want to tell it to go away, kick its butt. But instead, what I'm offering up to you is to actually face it, similar in the way that you would face a fear. And instead of being mad at the voice of doubt and the questions that it's raising for you, to instead just simply ask, what needs to be in integrity? What are you showing me right now that is out of integrity? What are you showing me right now that needs to be in more alignment? Now, this is a question that I asked myself earlier today because I had this dark cloud of doubt over me and I really didn't know what to do with it besides walk it off in the middle of the trees and hope for some nature wisdom to settle in, which eventually it did after I stopped wanting to punch doubt in the face. But what I realized that for me, something really was actually out of integrity and out of alignment with the project that I was working on. It was one-sided, and I needed to bring in more of the whole picture, more of the whole story. And the part that was missing really actually had an emotional charge for me, like in a good, well, both in a good way, in a vulnerable way, in a challenging way, but it was missing. Like the oomph was missing. And sometimes we forget that when we're in the midst of creating our purposeful work in the world, whether that comes in the form of an offer or a community or a collaboration, like whatever it looks like, we can get so kind of swept away by the positivity of the vision that we forget what sparked us to, I'm trying to find the right words, but what sparked us emotionally around it, what it triggered for us, what it brought up for us. Like the project that I'm working on right now has to do with community and bringing people together in a very specific kind of way. And what I had left out of the story, I had been focusing on like this larger vision of how I tend to naturally draw people together, like people that are destined to meet, and these synchronicities start to spark. And I love that vision, and it's absolutely true. It's definitely an integrity, but that was the whole premise in which I was creating this particular project. And I forgot about this other aspect, this emotionally charged aspect of wanting to create a very specific kind of community that I'm working on right now. And that is the frustration, I guess you could call it, frustration, irritation of being out in a number of different communities, right? Like, I feel like we're on the social media arena, but there doesn't feel like a sense of cohesive community there. It's just people talking, saying very interesting things, but there's no relationship. There's no connection there. And then I popped into all of these different online communities that I'm in, and it just felt so noisy, so overcrowded. And I was like, like I don't want to be there either. Where do I want to be? What are my people? So there was this pain point essentially of wanting to create this space where there's not so much noise. You're not bombarded with promotional posts all the time, or having to insert yourself into a new community and then follow 10 steps to just get to know another person. And I realized this morning as I was popping in and out of all of these different social scenes online, that was one of the pain points that I had completely left out of my vision project. And I needed to bring that in. That was a real story for me and for many of the people that I work with. They're like, where are my people? And where can I find them in a space that isn't so noisy, where we can actually do our purpose work together and create real connection with each other? Like, I long for that. And I have for several years. And it's been on my heart to create something like that for a long, long time. But I hadn't been able to bring that part into the story. It was missing for me. And so when that doubt came in this morning, and it was telling me like, you're not complete, you can't complete it. I mean, it does what doubt does on the surface. And then I had to drop lower. I had to drop deeper and ask it, what are you really trying to tell me right now? What part of the story am I leaving out? What do I need to bring in here to make this more complete and cohesive and in integrity and in alignment? And that's what doubt is really trying to tell you. You know, it's a different approach than, pasting on a smiley face or being this fake high vibey person and just being like, it was just an emotion, like let it pass. And sometimes that's the appropriate response. But if it comes back over and over again, it's often because it's got a message for you. It's got a teaching for you. There's wisdom there. So face it, face the doubt, and know that it's just simply showing you what needs to be shifted so there can be more alignment and integrity with whatever it is that you're creating. And a couple other pieces that I wanted to offer up to you are just some simple reframes. So when doubt comes in, you'll notice that your body has an immediate response. Your body might, your shoulders might curl over. Maybe you feel a sense of anxiety, or different emotions might come up. You might find that you have butterflies in your stomach, or just a sense of like, I can't quite move forward. So instead of succumbing to those feelings, you can simply place your hand over your heart, take a deep breath, and say, okay, something's wanting to get my attention right now. This is good. This is keeping me on my toes. This is helping me look more deeply underneath the surface of what's going on. It's helping me to get creative. It's also helping me to find my still point and my truth, which I can't even recommend enough that you do, because we're living in a time where there's so much moving around energetically in the collective narrative, within our own lives. There's so much information and just movement of energy that being able to cultivate that still point and that space of truth within yourself, what that does is it restores your natural rhythm, your unique way of doing things, because you're not meant to live somebody else's template or somebody else's expectations. It's your life. It's your visionary or purposeful work that you're doing. When you're born to build the new, you're coded differently. You have different wiring. You naturally think about things differently. And so it's imperative, it's essential that you're in your natural rhythm so you're able to navigate what's in front of you with a clear lens. It's like, I don't know if you wear glasses, but sometimes I need to really clean my glasses. And we need to do that intuitively as well, energetically as well, so we can see what's in front of us. And I know those times when I've merged a bit too much with the collective chaos or just the constant stream of motion and information, that stepping away from all of that and finding a still point, whether that's in my breath or in a meditation or in the forest or simply just taking a moment. I mean, I sometimes just squat on the ground and place my hand on the ground, or take my shoes off and get my feet on the ground. Being able to ground yourself right now and find the balance within your own system, the harmony within your own system, which can be, quite challenging sometimes to do. That's what's going to give you the clarity to be able to reframe doubt when it enters your reality, and also see it for what it is. See it for the gift that it's giving you, because it's directing you back to your integrity and to your alignment. So you can then better use your gifts to build what you're building in the world and have this deeper sense of meaning and purpose as you're doing it. That's what it's all about, right? You want to enjoy the journey as well, ideally, right? As well as create the new thing, whatever that new thing is for you. And that's what I wanted to bring through for you today around dealing with doubt and doing it in such a way that you feel like you just alchemized lead into gold. That's often what our life requires of us if we choose to play it like that. With that being said, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Take care.